Hey guys, John Wick here. I'd like to make a video today to go over the FTX exchange. It is the exchange I use to trade my personal Bitcoin options on. And if you are following along with my trades or you intend on doing so, I suggest you go and sign up here as well. That said, I have made a second account on FTX for the sole purpose of education. That way I don't have to worry about any of my personal information being doxed. I have gone ahead and deposited just $2,000 into the account, which will be used for example trades going forward. Once you guys have signed up for the account, I'm sure you will want to fund it as well. To do so, just click on the wallet tab above, find Bitcoin, click on deposits, and that should bring up your deposit address. Moving forward, once you're ready to trade options, simply click on the option tab above, and it should pull up this page. It automatically hits you with this beautiful charting layout, which you will find familiar. It looks a lot like TradingView. In fact, you will also think these tools are familiar on the side and at the top as well. Automatically, you will notice that I've dressed up this chart with Bollinger Bands and RSI at the bottom. Please note that Bitcoin did go through a long consolidation period where it was a long squeeze, right? But our indicator actually picked up the squeeze right here. And right here, I believe, it picked up a signal of a breakout, which did happen. Once we reached about 11,700, right about here, I did have a lot of followers ask me what I saw happening next. I did say to everybody that I saw sideways consolidation as we go into forming another squeeze, at which point we will break out to the upside. And as you can see, we have gone sideways, we have formed another squeeze, and today we have broken out to the upside. Moving on, our next pane, this is going to be a P&L of our open options positions. This is a beautiful visual layout that I will definitely go over in more detail in future videos. If any of you have traded legacy markets, this is the same P&L open options positions charting that you will find on Thinkorswim. Moving forward, this is what I consider the nuts and bolts of FTX. This is where you're going to come to place all your trades, to pick your strike prices, to pick calls or puts, and to pick your expiration. To place a trade, simply click on Request Quote. Once you have looked at your charts and you've got your bias and you've got your levels, then you're going to click on Request Quotes. It's going to pull up this order box. And this is where you're going to place your option trades. You're going to pick your underlying. You're going to pick your option type, calls or puts. You're going to put in your strike price, right? If you're buying call options and you're long, you're going to put you're going to put a strike price that you think Bitcoin is going to climb above, right? And you're also going to pick the date at which you think it's going to climb above that strike price. So for educational purposes, let's make a hypothetical trade, and please no one copy this trade. It's not a thought out trade, it's just hypothetical. So let's say that we think that Bitcoin is going to go above 14,000. Let's say we're really bullish and we think it's going to go above 14,000 within 2 weeks. On the 31st is going to be our expiration date we have picked. And let's say that we want to be long one full Bitcoin. Okay, now let's recap a little bit. What does this trade mean? Well, you're basically taking a bet that Bitcoin will climb above $14,000 by the 31st in 2 weeks. And you're placing that trade on one full Bitcoin. Now, if you had to place this trade just regularly on spot, this would cost you $12,400, the price of Bitcoin currently, to participate in this upside price action, right? Well, since we're using derivatives, we're using options, it's going to cost us a lot less. And let's find out how much that is going to be. Once you've placed your quote, FTX will show it within 10 seconds. That's what they normally say. Within 10 seconds, they will bring up your order. You can see it here. We're just waiting for the premium price it's going to ask you to pay. Now remember, this would have been $12,400 to participate in Bitcoin's price action. But because you're buying a call option, it's going to be $260, just a fraction of the amount, and that is the power of options. Okay? You will see the quotes disappear and reappear. The only reason that happens is because, as we know, Bitcoin is very volatile and the price is moving up and down a lot. And so they have to, revalue their option pricing. Now, to the right, we will have the implied volatility. When your quote reappears, if you do hover above this number, this implied volatility number, it will also give you your delta and your gamma, as you can see there. Now that we've gone over a call option, let's go over a put option. Okay, I've brought up the order box. Let's change this to puts. And we are going to be buying a put option. So now just to review, this is a bearish bet, or it can also be viewed as insurance on your Bitcoin, which is how I like to trade it, right? If Bitcoin has had a big run up and you're in a lot of profit, I have no qualms about spending money on put insurance, even if I know that the probability is that it'll just go to waste, right? It's much better than going through a Bitcoin crash like we had in March and waking up one morning and realizing that your Bitcoin is worth $3,000 a piece, right? You don't want that to happen. So let's run through an example. We're in heavy profit. Let's say we bought at $4,000 and Bitcoin is currently at, the 12,400 strike price. I want to make sure that I don't lose, that Bitcoin doesn't go below $10,000. I want to make sure that I secure that price. So I am going to buy a $10,000 strike put option on Bitcoin. And because I don't want to get out of Bitcoin yet, right? I still want to see if it's got further upside, but I don't want to risk losing all my money. And I want to make sure that I buy insurance for, guys, let's do it for 2 months. Let's go out to October 1st, okay? Bitcoin can do a lot by October 1st. So let's say we want to cover just one full Bitcoin. Okay, to recap, we're buying put insurance at a price of $10,000. If Bitcoin falls below $10,000 at our expiration date, we can simply cash it out and we will have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so let's request a quote and figure out how much that put insurance would cost us. One thing while we're waiting for the put insurance quote to show up that I like to go over is that all of these quotes that it gives you, you gotta make sure that you understand it's per contract, okay, which is per one Bitcoin. So this cost us $263 because it's for one full Bitcoin. But now if we had to put, let's say, just a tenth of a Bitcoin, this quote would still show $263. But because it's a tenth, you'd be paying a tenth of that price. I hope that makes sense. And if you've got any questions, guys, please write me and let me know. Same thing for the put insurance. We've got our price here. It's $269 to insure your Bitcoin at $10,000 for 2 months, guys. Again, I have no qualms. If I'm in a lot of profit, I have no qualms about paying something like, $400, $500, $600, $700 to insure myself that I can sleep easy at night. It's worth it, especially if you've got a lot in Bitcoin. You need to learn how to execute put options. So let's say that I don't want to buy the call option, but I think I'm going to buy the put option. You're simply going to go to accept. Once it shows up again, you're going to hit accept. And your order will now appear over here under the positions pane. Okay. It'll show the delta as it changes and everything else. And you will also be able to close out your trade here early before expiration if you need to get out. Okay. This all requests. These are other people, all the other orders that have been placed. These are not orders that have been filled, but requests that have been made. So if you want to see what other people are currently doing, this is where you would do so. Also note that I will be, in the description of my video, I'll be linking you guys to an FTX page where it details absolutely everything that you need to know about FTX. That said, I think that this is a good review of FTX.com. The next videos I will be making will be of my trades. And just to recap, guys, I did openly buy a call option with a strike price of $12,000, and I still have that call option open. And as you can see, it's just now gone into profit today. Thanks, guys, for listening to my video, and I will talk to everyone soon.